And how the war? How old are you?
18. At the interview, what do I have to say? That, again, what I told you here?
Well, your story. What are you going to tell? You're only 18 years old.
When I talk on the phone, can I say that I'm in captivity?
Yes, you should. Okay, that's it. Let's begin.
I finished school, I have 9 years of education. Then I left to work because I had a big family. 7 brothers, 4 sisters.
Well, more on that one. How many people do you have?
11.
11 children.
Yes.
Are you 18 years old?
Yes.
Are you the younger one or the older one?
Not the youngest. 2 more were born after me.
And how old is oldest?
The oldest is almost 40. He is almost 40 years already.
Almost 40.
Well, 36 or 37, I guess.
You don't know?
Yes, there are a lot of them. I can't remember them all.
Do you know everyone's name?
Yes.
Come on, read the names again.
Vanya, Yegor, Yasha, Fima, Елена, Sonia, Ksyusha, I, Saveli, Timocha, Yerema, and Ksyusha.
Is this all from one father?
Not all from one.
Tell me how it all happened. 11 kids, that's heavy. This story needs a critic.
Vanya was born first. This is from father's first marriage. Then was born Yasha.
How old is the mother?
55. 56 will be this year. Well, then Yasha was born with Alena.
Wait, if one... at what age did your mother give birth to her first child?
I don't remember.
Well, of course.
She probably gave birth at 19. She said that he gave birth to her first child around 19.
Yeah, okay. Crazy simple. Was there a child from the father's first marriage?
Yes, it turns out Ivan.
Next.
Then it turns out Yasha, Jacob.
This is from the second husband?
Yes.
How many husbands were there?
3, and at the moment there is a 4th. This is my stepfather. And the rest are all from another husband.
From the first marriage, who was born?
Ivan.
Ivan. From the second marriage?
Yakov.
2.
Not only Yakov.
Well, 2 children already.
Yes, and the rest are just like that. Yegor, Fima, this is already... it still works. Fim was also from a second marriage. It turns out.
And there were 8 in short from the third husband. This is... Did she give birth every year?
Well, almost. Yes, we are more or less the same age.
Where do you all live?
Well, most of the older ones, they're with their families, and the rest are with our mother. Mom doesn't walk, she's disabled, but she's not granted disability status. She has problems with her knees, I don't remember the diagnosis, and so I don't move away from them because I need to help.
How many of you live together?
I, Yerema, Sonia, Ksyusha. And sometimes another one arrives.
Why did she divorce the husband with whom she has 8 children?
He was drinking.
And did he conceive children while drunk?
Not drunk, further children were born and then he started drinking and that's it. Well, everything was fine at first.
Do any of these 11 people have a college degree?
Yes. Alena, my sister.
One person?
Yes, one. The others finished 11 grades of school and Alena graduated with honors. Well, she...
And what education does she have?
I don't know for sure. Well, she has a higher education. Everyone holds her up as an example.
What does she do for a living?
Last time she worked as a lawyer or an attorney. Well, something to do with the courts.
I would like to speak out. And the others, what do they work for? Is there anyone else in the war?
No.
Why?
Don't know.
Okay, now let's get back to you. When do you turn 18? Oh, when did it happen?
It turns out it came through...
Last year.
Yes.
Yeah. So what? How did you celebrate, or didn't you celebrate? What did you do?
Well, just with friends and a girl in the garage where they celebrated. Well, and then went back to work, help family.
You finished 9 grades. Why didn't you continue studying?
I didn't go to college because I had to help. No one didn't help from the older ones. Money was needed. And little brother and sister and mom can't walk, and we lived only on her pension. My stepfather takes care of her and helps her with the household chores.
Stepfather doesn't work?
No, he's just helping her.
Fine. What are you doing at the war? At 18 years old. How did you end up at the war?
Signed the contract.
Is it possible at 18?
Well, if you're an adult, it is already possible. According to our laws, it is possible.
Why did you sign it? Under what circumstances? Why did you do it?
I just bought a car and it turned out to be stolen.
What car did you buy?
Was 2115
Was 2115. How much did you buy it
for
for?
70,000.
It's very cheap.
Well, there we have such prices. The more it just was already old. Well, place it's rotted, but this is my first car.
Where did you get 70,000?
I was working right after finishing high school.
Have you been saving money?
No, at 15 years old I left for a job.
And what did you do for a living?
Assembler of interior doors. First as an assistant worked, then I worked as a baker, and then they hired me for assembly after I got to know the team. They recommended me for the job, and so my salary came out to 70-18.
Got it, okay. You bought a car. What happens next?
Well, at first I learned to drive.
Do you have a driver's license?
No, I drove between garages. There is a huge road near the garage. There are no traffic cops, and I learned there. Then I decided to register it on myself, and that was it. It turned out to be stolen. And then they wanted to start a criminal case. And to prevent any of this from happening, I signed the contract.
How did you buy it? Who did you buy it from?
I bought it from some young guys. These guys are considered resellers. When I was learning to drive, I repaired this car. It's all full of holes and all patched up. Well, it turns out that they bought it repaired.
And what happened when you came to the State Traffic Safety Inspectorate? Tell me.
Well, I came to the traffic police, the car was registered, and they saw everything at once. They asked for the documents on the car, they asked for the proof of purchase, and when they checked, the car turned out to be stolen. And that's it, they let me go right away, but didn't give me the car. Then I was called to the police station to make a criminal case.
And what happens next?
To keep all of this from happening, I signed a contract.
At the police station?
No, not at the police station. I went to the military recruitment center. Well, not exactly to the military enlistment office, but to the point of acceptance of documents.
Well, who took you there?
Nobody. We've got posters everywhere.
And what did you tell them when you came?
I said I wanted to sign a contract. They told me to go through a medical exam, go to my military recruiting office, and get them to approve it. And that's all.
Didn't anyone dissuade you?
There was only one person at the recruitment office who discouraged me.
What did he tell you, and who was it?
I don't know exactly who it was, but he said that I don't need it, that I'm too young. He said that what they are telling me here now is a complete deception, so that I will sign a contract. Well, they told me that I would dig trenches, dig out, just help, that they wouldn't send me straight to the front. He said that they lied to everyone here. That they promise that he will serve in safety, but this is not true. That's it, I came to the military enlistment, passed the medical examination, gave the documents, and I was told that in 5 days I would leave.
When was this?
When did I leave?
Yes.
It was October 13th. I don't remember exactly, but somewhere around the 13th, approximately.
Where did you come?
Arrived in Kursk.
And what happened in the Kursk?
It turns out I was in Kursk for almost 3 months, but there I dug dugouts, hauled sleepers, and helped everyone
Were
there.
they surprised by your age?
Everyone was surprised. Everyone couldn't understand how I even got there without the fact that I hadn't even served in the military. Well, and then when I was already in Kursk, I already realized that I had been deceived. And so I went to the management there and asked if it possible to somehow terminate the contract. They said that it was no longer possible. It was no longer possible. In Kursk, I haven't been to the training ground over once in these 3 months. I just dug dugouts, hauled sleepers, that's how I served. And then it turns out they took me from one of the dugouts. Well, that's what we called it. Well, dugout, yes.
Dugout.
Right. They took me and said that I was going to the 82nd dugout. Oh, no, in the 72nd dugout. And together with the soldiers from the 72nd dugout, I left.
And where did you come?
27th South.
What did the 27th assault?
27th South, this is a unit.
And who served their prisoners?
No.
And what did you do next?
There we spent 2 weeks going to the training ground, shooting, learning to storm, providing medical assistance. Then they taught us what grenades look like, how to mine them, how to disarm them, and why it's better not to try to defuse some types of traps. They talked about the traps that are used at the front and taught super skills. And after 2 weeks I had a combat mission.
Which?
It turns out that this was in Alshane. The forest belt had to be captured. Well, there they already recruited us out troops. It turned out that this was my first combat mission. I carried out the wounded. They wanted to send me specifically to Assault since I was young. I was told that I should go to Assault because I'm young and fresh. I said I wouldn't go because I was scared. And then they asked me what I could do. I said that I could evacuate the wounded. They told me, well, this will also come in handy since I'm young and resilient. That's it, evacuation.
How many did you evacuate?
How many people?
Yes.
I don't remember exactly, but I wore them all night.
Well, how much approximately?
Well, maybe 20, 30. During the first combat mission, we pulled out 32 people with my comrades.
A successful assault?
I don't know. Well, the commander said it was successful, but colleagues, they said no. The commander says successfully, and the others say no. I don't know for sure.
What next? When was this? It was supposed to be January.
Yes. This is in January. This is when the snow has already started to melt, more or less. Well, that's it. We retreated back. That's it. We're returning, and it turns out that they tell me that I'll be a gunner in a armored carrier.
Do you understand anything about this?
No, I didn't understand at all. They just came up to me and told me that I would be a gunner in an armored
So what
carrier.
next?
Well, that's it. They sent me to the fighting range. I said, well, they'll teach me how to shoot. They showed me for 1 day how it was, what to turn on, and say that I wouldn't shoot. And that's it. It's just that when he turns around there, I can't see what's going on around and direct the driver. And that's
Have you
all.
crushed anyone from yours?
No.
Bad. Well, what happened next? How long did you drive the APC like that?
Well, almost a month, then back to a combat mission. Well, we were there on combat missions. What is it called when people sit, wait for the command, and if the main forces fail, then we go?
Were you in reserve?
Yes, that's right, backup. We were simply delivering food to the position. We drive up, throw out dry rations, and quickly leave. Food was delivered, and that's all. That's it, and then everyone left for the rear, and that's how it turned out. We rode around like that for 2 combat missions.
How many of your people are wounded and killed?
I don't know this amount. I was just riding in an armored carrier, and the medics were doing evacuations.
What happened next?
Then there was a 3rd combat mission. We were told that we were going. Well, and then they say that there's no need to go anymore because the main group will be entering on foot. and we will again be like a reserve. And then at 10 o'clock they wake us all up and tell us that we need to go. That's it, and we go.
In the evening.
No, in the morning at 10 o'clock. We got up at 4 a.m. because we were told that we were going 100%. Well, we got up at 4 a.m. At 6 a.m. they told us we weren't going and we could rest. There was no need to go anymore.
And did people want to go?
No.
What did they say?
Because...
Well, were there people who refused to go?
There were, but they don't listen to anyone there.
But what did they do with them?
Well, there if you refuse, they don't do anything. They just send other instead of you. And you'll go on the next mission. Yes, it turns out that we were sent specifically for this combat mission. Well, I didn't shoot at the Ukrainians. We just arrived, unloaded the infantry, and when we started to go back, we got blown up. First, the rear right wheel was blown up. Well, I think it was a tank mine. And then the front one, and that's it. I was stunned. The driver jumped out right away. I got out, found the driver. Generally, did not release where I was. And that's it. I got confused and caught in captivity.
What else was interesting? What just got captured? How did you get captured?
When we blew up, I saw the driver jump out. There was black smoke everywhere. That's it. I jumped out too. I see that his leg is broken and no open fracture. And that's all. I took it and had absolutely no idea what to do. I was confused. Everything around me seemed to be in slow motion. I dragged him to the forest belt and that's it, and we sat down with him. It turns out he sat there for about 30 seconds. But it seems to me that it was much, much longer. Well, I just had a state when I fear it seemed like 2 hours had passed, but in fact only a minute had passed. I sat there about 30 seconds. I didn't know what to do. It was the first time I'd seen anything like that. I started to panic and then I was later captured. Ukrainian military personnel noticed me.
What did your mother say when you told her you were going to war? Why are you crying? What's
The
happened?
mother cried.
Why are you crying?
I just didn't want to come here at all.
You didn't want to come here, but you came. Why are you crying?
I was just supposed to be on vacation by now. They told me they would let me to go. Then in this month my parents were supposed to come over, but I was captured. I just want to go home.
But you don't get home.
Yes.
What did your stepfather say?
Stepfather and everyone were against it. Everyone didn't know yet. Everyone was against it. They say that at my age this was not necessary.
You have a sister or a lawyer or a jurist from your wards.
Yes.
Couldn't she solve your problem with the police?
She was done then. She wasn't working at the courthouse anymore.
Well, what's the difference?
I told my mother too. They say Alena has no connections. Everything has already changed there. Well, her friends don't work there anymore.
Well, sort of. Do they know that you're in captivity?
No. In the last message I sent to my mother, I said that we must take the infantry away, and as soon as I return, God willing, I will write to you.
When was this?
It turns out that it was... If I got there on the 25th, the 22nd probably. Yes, the 22nd.
April
Yes.
22nd.
Yes.
Who attacked whom?
Russia.
From what?
Don't know.
You know the answer.
Don't know.
You know the answer to who attacked whom. Where did you learn this?
Everyone say that Russia has entered Ukrainian territory.
But why?
Nobody knows. I don't know why either.
Do you know the word occupier?
I heard it. I read it in books.
What did you read?
I'm reading books now.
Did you read books before captivity?
Rarely, and occupiers comes to a foreign territory and takes it.
Then who are you?
So I am an occupier.
But how is it that you came to a foreign land and were not told what it was for? You walked up to the commander and said, "What are we doing here?" What does he answer you?
An order is an order. I didn't come up to him and didn't ask. I do what I'm told.
Was this last assault a success for you?
Don't know. I don't know anything about this assault at all. When they took me...
How many people were there?
It turns out to be somewhere around 200. But this was brought from the human camps.
Prisoners?
Yes.
How many of them are alive?
Don't know. After being blown up, I don't know anything.
So you dropped them off?
We dropped them off.
And you started to turn
Yes.
around? And then you blew up?
Yes.
But they ran to assault?
It turned out yes.
So 200 people, how many cars were needed?
I mean, in general, how many came for this task? Together with all the crews?
Was there a lot of machinery?
No. 4 armored carriers in total and 1 infantry fighting vehicle.
How many people did you bring?
We only brought 10.
What happened to your driver?
I don't know, he probably died.
His leg was blown off, as I understand it,
It
right?
wasn't blown off, he had a fracture. It turns out that I could say he had an open fracture.
Did he remain lying there in the forest?
It turns out yes. Maybe they took him, maybe they didn't, I don't know.
Did you help him?
I just gave him an injection.
Painkiller?
Painkillers, Promedol.
Who will win?
Don't know.
Don't know. There was an interesting incident today. The captive one contacted his home. You heard about it, right?
Yes.
And what did they tell him there?
They don't believe that he is in captivity.
There's an hour-and-a-half video conversation with him, posted on YouTube. And what does his wife ask for?
Filmed separately that he is in captivity, and the last name and the first name and the patronymic state his date of birth and what brigade was he in.
Why does it work like that for you?
Don't know.
What will your mother tell you now?
She'll probably cry.
Now, calm down. Come on, finish smoking and we'll call. You didn't like it, didn't you?
No.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Dmitry. Do you know me?
Well, I heard.
What you heard?
Oops. It is about military captivity, as I understand.
Well, yes, as you understand. If I'm calling, is it a bad call or a good one?
I don't even know how to say it.
Let's think about it. You understand why I'm calling? Because you know that I am involved with Skeptic once.
Well, yes.
Your son is in captivity. Do you know this?
Well, now I just found out about it. I didn't know.
What have you been told where he serves?
They didn't say anything.
And you didn't even try to find out, did you?
It's not that I haven't tried it. It's a bad connection.
The connection is bad.
That's it.
Fine. Look, if you want to talk to him, I need your consent to record and publish this conversation.
Well, of course I want to see him.
Do you agree?
Yes.
You don't say where you are and you don't say who you are with.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, my dear. It's gonna be okay, don't worry.
Happy Easter, Mom. Christ is rising.
And you too, my dear, and you too. Happy Easter.
Why did you let him go to war?
How should I say it? I didn't allow him. I guess you could say adolescent maximalism.
What
There you
does
go.
it mean?
Out of
What does it
stupidity.
mean?
How should I say it? Well, it is all due to these shooter games. Computer games influenced him, but he wanted to try, I guess. He didn't go to the army. He didn't get into the army.
So you weren't telling me the truth?
What do you mean? She just doesn't know about it. I told her I went on my own.
Yeah.
Just so she doesn't worry.
They wanted to put him in jail. Do you know this?
For what? No.
Well, tell her. What happened? So there should be the truth after all. Because it turns out that life is more interesting this way.
Regarding this car 15. Just because it was stolen.
Seriously.
This is why they wanted to open a criminal case. To keep it all from going up, I signed a contract.
It's clear.
Why are you crying?
You should have said it. You wanted the best, but it turned out worse. Keeping me safe? That's how it is.
Something is not holding together. You said she knew it. You said they should refer to your sister. You said so.
Yes.
So she knew it.
No, she didn't know. It's just that my sister wasn't working at the time. She had no connections, nothing.
What did you tell her?
Simply told her that I was under contract, asked her to help me get out of my contract. To terminate the contract.
I asked you if your sister knew about the car.
No, my sister doesn't know about the car. I asked them to help me terminate the contract to find out how to terminate it.
Why are you crying? I can't understand. What happened? You're alive. Unlike your driver. I don't understand. You really are one of 1,000 people who end up alive. And you started crying for no reason. Did I offend you or something?
No,